today I will be discussing with you the request library in Python. It is one of the most used module to interact with URLs, or we can say the websites in Python. So this module is plays an important role while interacting with the URLs or with the different websites, and where we want some type of content to be returned from that URL. So we use this module. Before I proceed with the actual implementation of this library, I request you to first install this library in your local system. For that, we need this command pip install request. So before that, let's see what we can do. I have my system and go to the terminal. I'm opening it in VS Code. You can do it in any Python editor that you would like. So now I have my environment set up. So I need to go with this dot slash env slash scripts slash activate. This will activate my virtual environment. After that, in activating my you don't require to initialize a virtual requirement, as install request library was already installed. So I created this virtual environment to show the demo and install it in another uh, environment. So for that, we need to use pip install request, press enter. It will install the request module in our virtual environment. In my case, it is env. You can name any virtual environment uh, whatever you want. So now you can see that request library is getting imported into my virtual environment, as it has already been done. So the next step would be to go through the overview. What is this request library? What is this? What it returns? So before proceeding with any library, make sure you know about how to use that library, what it returns, what you should expect after using this library. So the first would be the request module allows you to send HTTP requests using Python. If you want to send any HTTP request to a website or a server URL, you need to use the request module. It returns a response object with all the response data. All the response data, whatever it will receive as a response from the website, it will uh, return as an object. Okay, so what would be the different type of objects that it will return? It will return status code, encoders, text, and JSON. These four. The encoders, status code is like that whether the website has interacted successfully or not. Like 200 is for okay, 400 some error is coming, or 404 some authentication error is there. Encoders means UTF-8 or any encoding language the website is returning the text in, and the text is the actual HTML part. Whatever it is written in that page, it will return that thing. Okay, then r.json will be like just some JSON file is there. It has no HTML. Some JSON data is there in that website. We want to return that, retrieve that JSON data. So we need to use r.json. And the next is, as a beginner, one must learn this library as it is very useful for interacting with the web using Python. If you want to go into the field of web scraping, you must learn this library first. Okay, now let's go to start with the coding part. So first thing is that we need to import the request library. So for that, I need to write import request. Then I need to give one URL for which I want to send the request. So I will be giving the URL of Google. Let's say https://www.google.com/. Now I need to give a name one variable. I'm naming it as R. That will be equal to request.get. Here we are not passing any arguments like authentication, user, password. So that's why we are using get. If you have any token or you want to send the request to the post method, then you need to give some arguments and pass it as a post. I'm giving it as simple URL, so I'm getting it as get. So I will be giving print. First of all, I will print the status code of this. Let's see if it is 200, then only we will proceed. Otherwise, we will not proceed. Now, if you are working on VS Code, then you might be knowing that on right click, we can run our Python file in terminal. Okay. Oh, type error. Now, it has given us 200. That means everything is okay. Now we will proceed with the text. Whatever the text is there in this page. So we will be writing r.text. Let's see. Run it again. So this is the overall text what is there in the google.com. So you can retrieve it using BS4 or Beautiful Soup library, LXML or anything, and can use this data according to your need. So